Hey, what's up, YouTube family? It's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, there's black people in Nebraska. I told you yesterday I was going to drop some heat. Well, the heat will be dropped today. So I'm going to read the rest of the book. This book, Ancient Mystic Oriental Masonry. I read the first part of this book in one of my videos. It's called America's the True Old World. It is in my library. Please check that out first. And then come and check this out, because this is the second half of this book. And it'll all flow and come together once you read, or once you listen to the first part and you come back and you listen to this. You're not going to miss this. All right. There's a lot of great information in here. Those who love truth, those who love knowledge, those who love to look for information. You're seeking what is true, and you don't want to deal with none of the lies and the falsehoods and all that information, because like I said, like Napoleon Bonaparte said, history is nothing but lies agreed upon. So we're here to go ahead and sift through the lies. Okay. So without further ado, do not allow me. I don't want to keep babbling. I want to go ahead and get to the information. All right. So let's go and get started. All right, YouTube family, here we go. To those ancient sages, the cosmos was literally universe, or a revolution around one center. Their doctrines of the unity of nature, now confirmed by spectrum analysis and the reign of law, our system of universal gravitation and cosmic evolution, were tersely summed up in the famous axion of the Smogderan tablet of Hermes. I'm going to butcher some of this stuff, but some of you guys know what this stuff is, so it's no problem. That which is below is that which is above. How many times have you heard that? And that which is above is as that which is below. The basic concept they expressed in various ways, as by ascribing to their rules celestial descent, while associating their great deeds with appropriate constellations, and in Egypt, if not elsewhere, by laying out the land, dividing its districts, and naming its cities in allusion to astronomy. A course which Drummond makes it appear probable from an etymological examination of Hebrew names of places and persons, the 12 tribes of Israel pursued when they entered the promised land, bearing the 12 signs of the zodiac for trial emblems. From this point of view, it appeared remarkable, so far as the present writer could ascertain. No pyramid student has surmised that possibly in the Great Pyramid we possess the connecting link between the astronomy and the geography of the ancients. Such a connecting link, if recovered, would naturally be expected to determine, incidentally, the long-lost equal measurement boundaries of the zodiacal constellations. And if it should further prove to be the link between the science and the religion of ancients, then possibly something might be discovered in line of Schelling's brilliant hypothetical sunrise. How if, in mythology, the ruins of a superior intelligence and even a perfect system were found, which would reach far beyond the horizon, with the most ancient written records present to us? This is just what we have found. In the supreme initiation of the mystic and occult masonry, we have this key. Not only have we the key, but we have found the lost world, which the Master Mason degree teaches us was lost. There is no longer any guesswork in this, but is a fact, as any Master Mason may prove for himself. And its degrees are the absolute secrets of all religions, and every initiate becomes a priest. This is possibly a bold claim to make in the present age of materialism, but to me it is a question whether even the ministers of the gospel have formed any idea that the present age of materialism is to give way within the near future to a science religion, or religion science. The round churches of the Templars were built in circular or silker form in allusion to astronomical facts. All the round chapter houses and choirs were built around. For the same reason, the churches of the Templars were built round. In the chapter houses and crypts, till the 13th century, the secret religion, perpetuating the relics of ancient, not falsely so-called, was celebrated in safe seclusion from the profane and ignorant vulgar. The eternal epical truths deduced by the grandest minds from the astronomical events connected with the history of the planetary facticide were communicated to the common people in the Navy of the Church. As the Ark of Salvation in allegories like that of Hagar, thus the initiates sought to bring within the reach of the humblest minds the fruits of the most difficult sciences and the most ancient learning. The secret religion arose from the natural and insuperable difficulty of communicating the great truths of astronomy to the ignorant, and of preserving records of the great phenomena of nature. Without universal relations, no ethic but only expediency is possible. All the mystery and allegory grew upon the necessity of using symbols and characters by which the skilled might communicate with each other, but which the ignorant ran away with. And as they were infinitely in the majority, the learned found their symbols taken out of their own hands, and they were not allowed to rectify the errors of general ignorance nor to explain their own meaning. The secret orders never had any intention of being a secret as they are. Priests of the religion were only too willing to teach the people, but the people were no more willing to receive the truth than they are now. Sounds familiar. Sounds like what goes on today. The accusation by religious systems that the secret orders are of the devil became because they do not admit all initiated and uninitiated is utterly false. Now we know the truth. We know better than that, don't we, people? Okay. It is not the men of those orders that exclude the people from them. It is the people themselves through their ignorance that excludes them. The priests of the genuine orders have learned long ago, as the Christ taught, cast no pearl before wine, lest they trample upon them. All orders are open to the people if they're willing to learn. Mystic Masonry opens its door to supreme initiation, but it cannot take the ignorant on the same footing as the learned. For he who knows not the ABC of education cannot become the teacher of Latin, nor can the ignorant of religion and philosophy become the teacher of those systems. The secret orders are open to those who are willing to learn and obey until such time as they are able to take care of themselves. All Masonry deals largely with ethics and symbolism of the ancient mysteries. That is true. That's how Freemasons communicate. That's how the secret orders of this world communicate, through symbolism. The writer believes that through the well-tamed efforts of Masons today, the grandest achievements in knowledge ever gained by man, which were originally concealed in the greater mysteries of antiquity and in time became lost to the world, may again be recovered. In the strictest sense, this knowledge has never really been lost, as they have always existed, those who were possessed of the great secret. It was originally veiled in order to conceal it from the profane, and written in the universal language of symbolism, that the wise among all nations and throughout all time might read it, as it were, in their own language. It was written in parable and allegory, so that the unlettered and common people might not be deprived of its wise precepts and of its force in shaping character, dissipating ignorance and learning, inspiring hope. The ancient wisdom is the foundation from which all Masonry takes its rise. The true science of symbolism in time became lost. The temples of initiation fell into decay or were destroyed by priests and potentates. I don't know what that means. Jealous of their influence. For many weary centuries, men have been trying to recover the lost key and to restore the ancient wisdom from the parables and allegories in which it has been concealed. But progress in this inverse order is not only necessarily slow and uncertain, but all such attempts have more or less given rise to the fantastic flights of the imagination and resulted in confusion rather than in enlightenment. The result has been to bring the whole subject under contempt and to make the name mysticism mean something vague and uncertain. It is not altogether foolish to those ignorant of its true meaning. It would be very naturally questioned whether any greater mysteries of antiquity existed inasmuch as they were always concealed, never revealed to the profane, never published to the world, and only recorded in glyphic, parable, and allegory. It has already been shown that all attempts to discover the real secret by running backward from parable and allegory have resulted in confusion and discouragement. You know what? I understand what they mean by that, because a lot of times I'll read the Bible, and it's written in such a way of fable or parable and allegory that it can be confusing, and you need a interpretation. The interpretations resulting have been as fantastic and varied as the genius of each investigator. Had any of these been possessed of a universal key to symbolism or a complete philosophy of the secret doctrine, the result might have been very difficult. The solution of this question is not only greatly simplified when investigation is guided by such a philosophy or a complete key, but the investigator has the positive assurance at every step that he is on firm ground. There have always been a tradition in the Far East, and to be often traced more or less vaguely in the West. Now remember, the Far East is America. If you read the first part of this presentation that I made called America's a True World, you will see that they make this claim early in this book. Let me go ahead and get back to Far East, and to be often traced more or less vaguely in the West. The Great Lodge of the Magi, the Adepts, the Perfect Masters, known and designed also by many other names, has never ceased to exist. That this lodge has often, through secret and unknown, shaped the course of empires, asterisk, underline, and controlled the fate of nations. That this is a fact beyond dispute has only lately been proven openly in the issuing of a secret mandate that the secret degrees of mystic Oriental Masonry should be worked in by the appointment of Deputy Grand Master in America by the Supreme Order of the Universe. Such work has now become possible because of a cycle of liberty and enlightenment, when the workers are not likely to be sacrificed to the Moloch of bigotry and superstition. Granting that such masters exist, and they do exist, and that they are possessed of profound knowledge, that they are ready to help the world must be ready and willing to receive such help, if it is to be benefited by it instead of destroying its agents. Guided then by a complete philosophy, armed with the key to symbolism, and aided by these grand masters, the lost mysteries of an antiquity may be restored and made to tell their Ori secrets for the benefit of the coming ages. Only the perfect master can ship away the stone as to reveal in all its grandeur and beauty the divine ideal and endow it with the breath of life. It sounds like they're talking about Satan. Matter of fact, it doesn't sound like I know they're talking about Satan as the grand master. Such is the building of character. The fable of Pygmalion and Galates is, after all, more real than history. The thread of history is not in isolate facts, joined by conjecture and warped to the ignorant, bigoted, and time-serving opinions of men. The real thread is to be sought in the theme that runs through a symphony of creation, in the lofty ideals that inspire the life of a man, and that lead him from the clod and the lowlands, where hover the ghosts of superstition and fear, to the mountains of light, where dwell forever inspiration and peace. Such ideas are the Christ, Hiram, and the perfect masters. Maybe they're talking about the fallen angels as the perfect masters. No genuine Mason imbued with the spirit of liberty will treat any religion with derision or contempt, or exclude from fellowship any brother who believes in the existence of God. Which God? The brotherhood of men and the immortality of the soul. The Catholic spirit, is the very foundation of Masonry. The Catholic spirit is the very foundation of Masonry, and any departure from it is unmasonic. I wish I had a bomb sound effect. And subversive of the ancient landmarks and genuine of Masonry. True Masonry has for ages held aloft the torchlight, the light bearer Who's light bearer, bringer of light? Satan. Of toleration, equity, and fraternity. Toleration. The bigoted, sectarian, whoever he may be, divides the world into classes, those who seal blind faith and accept his dogmas, and those who do not. In its ritualism and monetary lessons, Masonry teaches nothing in morals, in science, in religion, or in any other department of human knowledge or human interest, not taught elsewhere in current forms of thought or by the sages of the past. In these directions, it has no secrets of any kind. It is in the ancient symbolisms of Freemasonry that its real secrets lie concealed, and these are as densely veiled to the Mason as to any other, unless he has studied the science of symbolism in general. Like I said, symbolism, they speak through symbolism, and Masonic symbols in particular. In place of the term mystic masonry, the term symbolic masonry might have been in use alone, but just here lies the whole secret, a profound mystery, and few Masons up to the present time have had the interest or the patience necessary to such investigation. This is a fact, and not intended as either criticism or reproach. If lacking a knowledge of the profound meaning of Masonic symbolism and its transcendent interest and importance, Masons have allowed the whole organization not only to fail in all real progress, but to degenerate. That is indeed a reproach. There was never greater need than at the present time, never too great an opportunity as now for Masonry to assume its true place among the institutions of man. Well, it's already there. And to force recognition by the simple power of brotherly love, belief, and truth, based upon philosophies such as nowhere else exists outside of its ancient symbols. If the majority of Masons do not realize the true significance and value of their possessions, there is all the more need for those who do not. I'm sorry, guys, it's not do not, it's those who do too. Speak out even in the face of discouragement and detraction, and do their utmost to demonstrate the truth. Does any intelligent Mason imagine that the guilds of practical Masons of a century and a half ago originated the order of Freemasons? They were indeed architects and master builders among them, but the great majority of Masons were far more ignorant as manual servants than the majority of such builders are today. Freemasonry is modeled on the plan of ancient mysteries with their glyphics and allegories. And this is no more coincidence. The parallels are too closely drawn. Brother Pike, Albert Pike, Google him. He's a pretty evil individual. Brother Pike came to the conclusion, after long and patient investigation, that certain Hermetic philosophers had a hand in the construction of the organization of free and accepted Masons. And if they embodied in its symbolism more than appears on the surface, and far deeper truths than the superficial student really discerns, it was evidently designed that future generations should discern and use these profounder secrets. In brief, to sum all this up, I assume, then the real secrets of Freemasonry lie in its symbols. What did I say? And the meaning of symbols reveal a profound philosophy and a universal science that have never been transcended by men. There is a thread of tradition connecting modern Masonry with the most ancient mysteries of antiquity. The ancient landmarks may be discovered in every. Okay, so this is the last page that I printed out. I'm going to research more and get more information because it might have more studies, might have more pages, and I'm going to put it up here. We're going to make a part 3 of this. So we're going to stop it right here, right now. But, man, all the information that you guys got from this study or from this reading, man, do with it what you will. Basically, we're gutting. We're going inside Freemasonry and the Masonic order to see its secrets, to understand it, how it works, what it's intended to do. And I think that you've got all that information that I said. So I'm sorry it was slow in the beginning. It picked up in the middle, and towards the end, it really picked up. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this study. Like I said, if I find more information in regards to this book, more pages in this book, I will be sure to make another part, basically a part 3 to this. Like I said, if you weren't able to watch the first part, review the first part of this book, please go to my library. It's called America's a True Old World. I'll read the first part of this book. This is the second part, and hopefully I will be able to present you guys the third part. Okay, so it's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, there's black people in Nebraska. Check it out. Please like, share, subscribe. Please. YouTube is really like, they ain't feeling me right now, but that's okay, because all this information is not for everybody. It's for the specific. All right, peace.